What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA Tuesday, April 2nd. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay, who do we have at the point guard position? I like Trae Young from the Atlanta Hawks playing the San Antonio Spurs, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they give up the 6th most fantasy points to opposing point guards. Trae Young has scored 48, 49, and 58 fantasy points in his last 3 games, averaging 37.2 fantasy points per game on the season, in an average of 31 minutes per game with a 28% usage rate. Trae Young is $8,300 DraftKings salary. He's $800 more on FanDuel, so I love that DraftKings price. Projected at 41.5 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5 times value. Trae Young's got that 50-point upside. He scored almost 50 points in the last 4 out of 5 games. This is a fast-paced game. Trae Young is still playing heavy minutes going for that Rookie of the Year. So I love Trae Young here versus the San Antonio Spurs. So our DFS tools for MLB Baseball are now live and working. You can click on the MLB tab to change sports and check the tools out for baseball. They're really helpful. They're going to save you guys a ton of research time. Remember, we added projected ownership, and that will be updating throughout the day as injury news changes. We also added the fantasy points per minute stat here for each player, and we also added a stat that's new to the industry. We call it the hit percentage, and it's the percent chance this player has to hit value at his current DFS salary. And you can access all these new stats even on mobile devices by tapping the dash rank icon. Okay, who do we have at the shooting guard position? I like Derek White from the San Antonio Spurs playing the Atlanta Hawks, who have the worst defense overall, and they give up the absolute most fantasy points to opposing shooting guards. Derek White has scored 15, 17, and 27 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 23.3 fantasy points per game on the season, in an average of 26 minutes per game with an 18% usage rate. Derek White is $4,700 DraftKings salary. He's $1,500 more on FanDuel, so this is a DraftKings play only. Projected at 24.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.2 times value. I was on Derek White last game, and he disappointed, but now he's playing the Atlanta Hawks. So this is a home game, a game they need to win. He'll be in there whether it's a blowout or not. Derek White should get plenty of minutes. He should be low owned, and this is a great DraftKings price. Only $4,700. It's a good value play. I like Derek White here versus the Atlanta Hawks. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the Position Optimizer, where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new Player Trends tool, where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, who do we have at the small forward position? I like Contavious Caldwell-Pope from the LA Lakers playing the Oklahoma City Thunder, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they give up the 8th most fantasy points to opposing small forwards. KCP has scored 22, 41, and 15 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 18.3 fantasy points per game on the season, in an average of 24 minutes per game with a 17% usage rate. His minutes and usage have been up recently, and Kyle Kuzma might miss this game. Either way, KCP should get plenty of minutes. This is a nice matchup for him here, a fast-paced matchup. He's projected at 24.2 fantasy points. He's going to need about 27 fantasy points to hit 5 times value. He's got 30 to 40 fantasy points in 3 of his last 5 games, but he's got a 15 in there. I think he'll be north of 25. So I like my chances with KCP here versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, who do we have at the power forward position? I like LaMarcus Aldridge for the San Antonio Spurs playing the Atlanta Hawks, who have the absolute worst defense overall, and they give up the 4th most fantasy points to opposing power forwards. LaMarcus Aldridge has scored 62, 23, and 48 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 39.8 fantasy points per game on the season and an average of 33 minutes per game with a 27% usage rate. LaMarcus Aldridge is $8,400 DraftKings salary. He's $1,500 more on FanDuel, so I love that DraftKings price. Projected at 40.6 fantasy points here tonight, he's going to need about 42 fantasy points to get 5 times value. This is a game the Spurs need to win. The matchup can't really get any better. This is a fast-paced game, a home game. LaMarcus Aldridge has been on fire. 62 last game. Throw that 23 out, and he's got a 48 and a 74. So I like LaMarcus Aldridge here versus the Atlanta Hawks. Okay, moving on to the center position. I like Nikola Jokic for the Denver Nuggets playing the Golden State Warriors, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they're also middle-of-the-pack defending opposing centers. Nikola Jokic has scored 53, 51, and 38 fantasy points in the last 3 games, averaging 49.3 fantasy points per game on the season and an average of 31 minutes per game with a 28% usage rate. Nikola Jokic is $9,600 DraftKings salary. He's $900 more on FanDuel, projected at 47.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5 times value. There's an implied total of 220.5 points in this game. I like this pick because I know it's going to be a competitive game, so Jokic should get his full run. This is a game that they're playing for seeding. Denver and Golden State are battling for that number 1 seed, so we should see a playoff-like game here. I like Nikola Jokic versus the Golden State Warriors, and I think it might be a good idea to stack this game. This one could go down to the wire. All the studs could get a full run. Let me know what you think about that in the comments. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smickety smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.